Hello everybody and welcome back to Formula Virtual Racing. My name is Evan Dalton and we are here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It is round 2 of Season 5 and we are in for an exciting Grand Prix. As always, I'm joined by Brendan. Brendan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. And yourself?
I'm doing okay, not too bad. We're here for Brazil. It is going to be an interesting one around Interlagos, and we're just getting started for qualifying. Yes, the stream has started on time for qualifying this time. It is an interesting one. It was, of course, Legend Rosenberg who won in round number 1, in an interesting one. But did anyone take your fancy? Can you see anyone being quick around here?
In FERA, yes, so Jack Redmond was quicker than I thought he would have been, given that he hasn't. Well, I thought he is quick, but not just, hasn't been really Season 3 quick in a bit, so it is nice to see him back up there, and there could be an added element to this race, and maybe even this season if it is sustained.
Yeah, of course, he was, Jack Redmond was very quick in FEO, and Tim is out on the wet, so that is not a good start for him. He will be penalised for that. He's a quality ban, but he'll still be penalised for it. Brendan, would you like to pick someone who we can go on board with for a qualifying lap?
Yeah, let's see. We'll start with Preston here as the winner of yesterday's FERA race in the McLaren, going into this turn 1 of the Senna S, and want to get to a good run out of here. Did I see a car spin there? As I believe I did. And now down towards turn 4, where make sure you hit the apex, as otherwise you can drift out. And now up to in this fast right-hander, somewhere where you can lose the car mid-corner if you're not careful, as Brady is very clearly out of the way. And into a slower section here, and we're coming up to a corner where we've seen a Mercedes hit a Red Bull. And now, we're almost at the end of Sector 2 of what is a very short lap round here. As if always in that last corner, it's going to hurt this entire third sector. As Chloe has went provisionally fastest with a 107.7, which is being by Legend 106.9 and 106.7 for Preston. So, early pace from Preston at the moment, but let's see what else happens. Enzo.
Early pace from Preston. Brennan is Jack Redmond, who's gone in 3rd, Enzo King 4th. Tyler has slotted in 7th on the medium. Sam Davis Day on his brother's account today, so if you're wondering who Kyle is, it is just Sam on a different account. The Hassman won here last season. Lewis McWilliam is going towards the line. Let's see where the Aston Martin can go.
As I believe Brady is on the wet as well.
Brady, what's he doing on the wet? But it is Lewis McWilliam who's beaten his teammate and has slotted himself in behind the McLaren, Charlie Goodwick. Oh, and it's Aaron McFall who beats that again. He's gone 2nd for Alpine. That's a good lap from him. Where's Marcus Tau going to go? He's coming up towards the line now. Is the Norwegian across the line on a set of softs? It is only 6th. That's disappointing for Marcus Tau. He will definitely want to be a bit higher up there. We know he's very good at Austria. But we definitely want to be. He'll definitely want to be up there. That's Sam Davis actually out of the session. So that is disappointing for him. He's actually out of qualifying already.
I think that could have been a non-track retirement for all I know.
That is not good for
the pitch retirement.
That's not good for the Dutchman. Marcel set a 149.8, so he's right on the pace for today's race. Vestico Badi is heading into Yunsao. Of course, is that Glock corner it's famously known for, heading up the back straight. And let's see what he can set 30 minutes ago here in qualifying. The Ukrainian had a bit of an interesting time with Brendan yesterday in the Formula Virtual Racing Academy Grand Prix, if you watched that live. But here comes Avesta. He has slotted in behind Marcus Tell in 7th position. So it's not too bad for Avesta, but he'll want to be a bit higher up knowing his standards. Still some people set laps. Jake Marsh set to set 1. Brady Pollock, Juan Hernandez, and then Marcel is set to set a proper lap.
I think Jack may or may not have left the session.
Yeah, it is on friends only, so he should be able to join back and take his spot on the grid.
just a note, actually. Well,
Probably shouldn't have said that the lobby's on friends only on the stream. Oh well, Brady asking, will you be penalised? Yes, yes you will, Brady. Enjoy your penalty points for going out in the wet set of tyres.
Yeah, but just saying, there's 5,000 between the Redmonds and then just 1,000 between the Aston Martins.
Yeah, it's very close up the top of the order. In the top 10, it is very close. Get the tyres up. Everyone on a set of softs.
There's Enzo and Lightning Luke are well, they have set the same time.
Oh wow, that's very close.
Yeah, Enzo.
They've set the exact same time. Jake Marsh is purple in sector 1. Is Brendan? Do you want to run us through the rest of his lap?
Indeed, I will. And now heading up here, well, we have actually seen some fair few incidents. Maybe some FPR incidents from the finale in Brazil back in season 2, I believe. And now up towards the right-hander. You don't want to lock the brakes here. You just want to hit the apex, get a nice run, and run through here. And somewhere where we had that is that Glock moment. But it is, well, quiet for the Ferrari, and hopefully, and it is, well, not pain for them anyway. But the Ferrari comes across the line now, and where will it go? It will go only P12. So I think that purple sector may have been just a glitch. Yeah. Evan. And it's not sure where Evan's gone, but yeah, I'll just see where we're at. Juan Hernandez here, who didn't have the best of races last week, getting caught up in incidents.
Yeah, he did not have a good race last week in Austria. He didn't score points for the Mercedes team, and apologies for vanishing that time. I am back now. Enzo King only managing to get 1 point for the Mercedes outfit, and that's Leighton Rosenberg on provisional pole position ahead of Preston Brennan. That is a good lap for the Aston Martin. He has put himself on provisional pole. Aaron McFall is on the lap as well, although I think he has actually been impeded by Leighton Rosenberg. Unless he's just using very high gears, but I think he could have been impeded. Tyler Davison has plotted himself in 5th spot. Marcus Tell is just starting a lap for the Alpine team. We'll see where he can go. I believe that's Juan Hernandez who's coming across the line now. It is. He's slotted ahead of Marcus Tell in 7th spot. We're on board with Marcus Tell in the Alpine now. We'll see...
almost 3/10.
Yep, almost 3/10 improvement. That is good for Marcus Tell, but he needs a little bit more if he does want to take the pole position. Leighton Rosenberg currently on provisional pole with a 106.6. Oh, that's very close and validated for Marcus. He's taking a very, very sharp entry into that corner, but this lap does look quick overall from the Norwegian. Someone has improved up the timing charts. It is Luke Davis who's improved to 8th. Marcus Tell nearly clattering into his teammate on the, there. Liam Redmond on the inside of Yun Sao. Here's Marcus Tell holding to the left hand side and across the line. Where will the Norwegian put his Alpine? He will put it in P number 6. It's not as high up as he'd like to be. He was really close. It's a really close qualifying session overall, and Charlie Goodrick has invalidated on his time. Juan Hernandez is in 8th. Vestico Badi, I believe, has been impeded. Or no, he's definitely on an in-lap. That is a very slow time there. He is most certainly on an in-lap. Brady Pollock is off the wets now, and he's on the correct tyre and taking a very wide line to start his qualifying lap. That's not going to help anybody, really. We'll see.
I think I saw Preston take that line as well, so there's clearly some form of reasoning behind it. Because obviously, when you're finishing off a lap, you try to keep to the left to minimise distance, but when you're starting a lap, you want to maximise speed. So that means that a little bit more speed, obviously, on the outside.
And McFall is down, entering Yun Sao, but he may improve as here comes the Alpine, activating a little bit of slipstream tactics as it's an Aston Martin 1-2. Lewis snatches the pole off his teammate as Aaron has just dived into the pits, and that was a waste of everyone's time, really, in Alpine. Marcus now has to do another in-lap. So that wasn't clever. Bit of a lack of communication from the Alpine teammates. There, Enzo King's pushing on another lap. Let's have a listen. Oh no, never mind, he's invalidated. So he is not pushing on another lap. Marcel Maggiero is pushing on another lap. However, we'll see where the podium can go. Let's listen in. Sorry, more importantly, let's not listen in. So, second time, Preston Brennan is heading through Yunsao and he's improving by a tenth of a second. Let's see where the McLaren man can put his car, holding to the left-hand side. I imagine it will be provisional pole position. It is provisional pole position, 106.495. Great lap from Preston Brennan.
Indeed, and well, he had a very good recovery race last week at Austria, despite a qualifying that didn't really go his way. But yeah, this could be a chance. Preston could be an important player in this championship fight, and would be definitely a contender here. So Aston, they're not having it as easy as they would have thought or they had it last season.
Marcel Maggiera has improved by 0.3 of a second, but it is not enough for a positional improvement. That is poor form from the Ferrari so far. Jake Marsh is in P15. He'll be hoping to improve on his lap now.
Jake Marsh, let's see where he is. And he is about to cross the line. It should be a decent improvement. Up to P9. Ahead of Juan Hernandez. Although, we'll see, everyone else still has a chance for improvement. As Brady is coming into the pits. Let's see who else could be doing it. Obviously Preston's on an in-lap. Then you have Terry Vesta, who is 4th. So not bad for Vesta.
Not bad for Vesta at all. He has improved to 4th. He was nowhere in the early parts of this session. This is not bad at all for Vesta Gobadi to be that high up the timing. Tyler's wide. Tyler is wide. Oh, that was.
I thought Marcel's about to improve, but he's had a little bit of a spin.
Junior has just messaged me saying Yala Vesta P4. Alright,
yeah,
Junior.
I've seen that.
Oh, that's obviously the group then, if he's messaged. But Tyler, I think he's got to diss a next lap because he ran really wide, and I've no idea. He's really hocking that car into the pit lane. We'll ignore that. Jack Redwood's back in the session.
Red Bull. Last time Tyler was in Red Bull of Season 2, and Red Bull won the Constructors.
Yep, Tyler had a very good race in Brazil. In fact, in Season 2, I think he got on the podium. Great battle with Kyle Albert that time. Let's see where Jack Redmond can put his hat. It's P4. That's not a bad lap at all. That was Season 3, actually, yeah, because it was a Racing Point battle. That was Season 3. Thank you for correcting me on that one. As Junior says, it wouldn't be an FER race without Evan spitting some dodgy facts. Legend Rosenberg looks like he started a timed run, but he has backed out of it as he is going very slowly in the middle sector. Can't tell if Jack Redmond is pushing or not. I don't think he is. Well, he definitely isn't now because Legend was in the middle of the circuit.
Yeah, you wonder. No, see, this is still a very close line for pole position.
It is. This is going to get very spicy at the end of the session. Lewis McWilliam is exiting the pit lane now for his, what I imagine is his final run of the session. Aaron McFall's out on the track.
Marcus is doing here. He hasn't out. He's starting his lap, but he didn't go on full power on the exit jumps out. Like he waited.
He's slipstreaming Aaron, and Aaron has improved by a tenth of a second. It is no positional improvement, and now Marcus has made a mistake through turn number 1. And Aaron is stuck behind him, so if Aaron gets any sort of improvement on this lap, or are they slipstreaming each other again? They are just slipstreaming each other again, so Marcus will go for his lap. At the end of this one, Aaron hasn't even improved in that first sector, even with the slipstream, so Alpine slipstream game, not very strong today, it's looking like.
Well, I'll see Alpine real life of El Plan. El Plan here in FER is more of a Mercedes thing.
Yes, it is. Well, anything Juan Hernandez related is El Plan. There is an AlphaTauri off in the first sector. I think it could just be a Vesta slowing down to let everyone through. No, it was Brady Pollock. Oh, Aaron's made a mistake and is out. That's his qualifying done. He's not out of the session, but surely that's his qualifying almost over. That's a big mistake heading through Yunsao.
He could still get out. There's still a chance if he can get back without a spin.
If he can get back,
well,
almost happened. That's not gone well, and there's a bit of traffic heading into Yunsao. Oh, who's that behind who's almost lost it? That is a Vestigo Body that's Brady Pollock who's almost completely lost it. Heading into Yunsao, Legend Rosenberg starts his final run of the session. The McLaren of Preston Brennan just in front of him up the road. Lewis McWilliam is currently backed out of a lap, so he has invalidated. You can't fit about 4 runs here in. That's why you may be seeing the same drivers on track quite frequently, but Legend Rosenberg is invalid, and that's that lap gone. Preston Brennan is still full tilt, heading into the middle sector, heading into the uphill right-hander. Very tricky corner in all aspects of the car, and invalidating in the car sliding, oversteer, understeer. It's quite a tricky one. Downhill left-hander. Preston very quick around this Interlagos circuit, as we've seen on many occasions before, including his win last night in the Formula Virtual Racing Academy. He was extremely fast there. Heading into Yunsao now, Marcus on the entrance. He's giving way. This is not going to be much of an improvement for Preston, but any sort of time improvement is crucial in a track that's lap time is so small, and Aaron is out of qualifying. He will not be improving. Will the Alpine? He'll start a maximum of P6. Preston Brennan does improve his time, very marginally, as Brady Pollock has just been given a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Jack Redmond.
And Jack is out of qualifying, so...
That's an interesting one.
Oh dear. That could have only ended one way.
Yeah, that's definitely in one way. Lewis McWilliam is currently trundling through the second sector, heading through the uphill right-hander. We'll see what he can do.
Enzo, P10 as he starts his lap here. Or, well, he might have done it. Yeah, he surely would have done a lap
Keep an eye for Jake Marsh and Juan Hernandez. They both have pace to show here today. Avesta, out of the way you go. There is a flying Lewis McWilliam. True, he's up in the middle sector. He's purple in the middle sector, is Lewis McWilliam. But will this be enough to take pole position here in Interlagos? Hooks to the left-hand side. It isn't. It's not enough. And Legend has invalidated, and he's not going to get another lap in. Avesta Gabadi will have another go at it. He'll have another bite of the cherry. See what he can do. We'll keep an eye on him. Tyler Davison is starting his flying lap. Marcus is done. He's cutting across the first corner. Marcus is done. Jake Marsh has just about managed to get across the line to start his next timed run. Keep an eye on him. Juan Hernandez is marginally up in the middle sector. Oh no, he's improved by quite a bit. He could break into the top 10 if he has a lot of time to gain in this last sector.
Well, Juan has had a bit of improvement, and this will probably jump him up maybe ahead of Marcus. And
will he want to break into the top 10 is the question. He will break into the top 10. He's slotted in 9th. Tyler Davison is marginally improving. Avesta Gabadi is done in this qualifying. That could arguably be the pole finished unless Jake Marsh can pull some absolute magical stuff out of the bag here.
He's improving, but I don't think it'll be enough anyway. Unless
Tyler Davison will cross the line next. He is improving by quite a bit. He could jump up to P6 here if this is a good last sector. He'll go 7th. Not quite good enough for 6th. Jake Marsh is flying, but he's not flying enough. He's only going to improve by about 0.2 of a second, I believe, unless his last sector was poor. He'll jump up to 8th position, and that is qualifying done. Unless is Lewis on a run? No, Lewis is not on a run. So that is Preston Brennan taking his first FVR pole position. What a lap by Preston. Very marginal in the end with that big improvement from Lewis McWilliam. But that is very close, and Preston is on pole.
I think Liam was complaining about Dartier into turn 6, and yeah, I think Jack and Brady have sorted out whatever happened with them.
Yeah, I think if Brady got the grid penalty, I think that is enough for Jack Redmond's case.
Or no, I think it was the other way around nearly. It was a case of Jack said he was sorry for what happened. So yeah, I guess things do happen, and that, although Brady he'll drop to the back of the grid.
He will drop to the back of the grid, but it is Preston Brennan taking his first FPR pole position. This could be the start of a really good race, of a really good run for the young Briton, Lewis McWilliam, in second spot, followed by Legend Rosenberg in third, Jack Redmond fourth, Vesta Gabati fifth, Aaron McFall in sixth, Tyler Davis in seventh, Jake Marsh in eighth, Charlie Goodrick in ninth, Juan Hernandez will start 10th, Marcus Tell will surely be on the alternate in 11th, Enzo King 12th, Davis 13th, Liam Redmond 14th, Brady Pollock 15th, but he'll start at the back, Chloe Glennon 16th, Marcel Magiera 17th, Adrian Teich 18th, and Sam Davis and Tim Wenting, the two Dutchmen, not getting a time on the board. Of course, Tim wasn't allowed as he had that qualifying ban.
Yeah, there's got a few, little storylines heading into this race then.
It certainly is.
So you have the ones at the front, and things that happen in the midfield, and you'll also have then some people trying to maybe find their way through the pack.
Yeah, it's going to be a fight for sure for Tim Wenting, as he has very good pace. So does Sam Davis. They won here last season. He beat Legend Rosenberg to the win. Of course, that was back when he was with Red Bull. Tim Wenting is in Red Bull now.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see. But first, let's see formation lap on what tyres is everyone on. Yeah.
I imagine it'll be fairly straightforward. Oh, it's not actually. That's quite odd. It's normally just the top 10 on softs, everyone else on mediums, but Marcus has gone for the mediums, Enzo on the mediums, Luke Davis on the softs, Liam Redmond softs, Chloe has gone mediums, Marcel opting for a set of the hard compound tyres. He's gone bold.
I will bet you, or actually no.
Oh, what's Liam doing here? Liam has hit the wall.
Well, that's one way to get the tyres warm.
He's been disqualified, obviously, from the session.
That's not great for one of FPR's rising talents.
No, it is not. It is not, but Adrian Teich will start in the mediums. Sam Davis, I keep going to say Kyle Davis, it's Sam Davis, obviously. We've never had Kyle Davis a race in this league. But he's done the softs, and Tim Wenting on the softs, with Brady Pollock starting on the mediums. But back up the top, Brendan, who do you think will win this one?
Preston looks very dominant, as he was able to get in, well, improve on each lap. So it wasn't a case of where he did make some mistakes in qualifying. It was fairly consistent, so he can do that, but he will have to watch for it, because the Aston Martins will probably try to work together to get themselves ahead.
Yeah, that is one thing. Aston Martin do have very good teamwork here. Preston playing some mind games early on in qualifying. Not in qualifying, apologies, in the formation lap. We'll have to wait and see. Preston is a very quick driver on his day. We've seen that in Austria. But so is Lewis and Legend. Keep an eye on Vesta Gabati. He's a good overtaker in 5th spot. Well, some of the time anyways. Brady Pollock will line us up at the back of the grid. Him and Tim Wenting, the two Honda powered machines. Red Bull and AlphaTauri normally run good here, apart from this season in Formula 1, but in 2019 the Red Bull and the Toro Rosso outfit certainly had a good time of things around Interlagos.
Well, one Red Bull.
Yes, one Red Bull and more specifically one Toro Rosso. But here we are, lining up on the grid in Brazil. No start lights glitch, of course, now, which is something I love. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. We go racing in Interlagos. What's the race start like from Preston Brennan? It's not the best. Oh no, it's a very good race start. He's pulled to the inside. Lewis McWilliam looking dangerous on the outside. But Jack Redmond's got the switch back on Legend Rosenberg very early on. Tyler Davison jumping up 2 spots. He's got a fantastic race start. The Vest is gone and there's chaos at the back. It is Marcus Tell who's gone as well. And he's out. The Alpine is out. Alpine season goes from bad to worse. We have a virtual safety car very early on here. Enzo at the back as well. That is very fast starting, but that is very bad for the Alpine team who want to win the championship. Marcus Tell is out of this Grand Prix.
Well,
I wonder what's happened there.
I think it's Alpine now.
That made me giggle, not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, not quite all pain given Aaron. Well, his start went alright.
Aaron's start went okay. Lewis McWilliam did not have a great start. Tim Wenting is up to 11th position. Thank you for pointing that one out, Danny. Tim Wenting is up to 11th. Brady is up to 12th.
Yeah.
What a fantastic race start from those two.
As Enzo and Marcus going at, although Enzo is still in the race because he probably should be watching the car.
Preston Brennan, I imagine we're going green at any point because they are absolutely flooring it down this straight. We are still under virtual safety car. Juan has dived in for an early pit stop.
Dear.
Lewis is almost trying to take first position. Preston, absolutely beautiful on the mind games here.
So,
oh, Sam's out. That's a very early retirement. That's in the pits, so obviously feels there's no need to continue. And we're still under virtual safety car here, folks. It's been a full lap now.
What a disaster.
And now we go green. We go racing, and look at this restart from Lewis McWilliam. He's going to try an early move on Preston Brennan.
No, if you try and move there, it's not going to work.
No, it is not going to work, but Lewis will still try send one. The champ can do things no one else can do, and they wanted me to say something, including this is the reason he's the champ, so there you go, Lewis and Aaron. But let's see what he can do. This is going to be very, very swappy and changey, if those are words. I'm sure they're not, but the positions are definitely going to be changing, as the DRS is definitely one of the advantages of being behind in Interlagos. As we head onto lap 3, we're going to get the full first lap of racing as we head down the Retroposta. Is Lewis McWilliam close enough to make a move at this point? No, he's not, but Tim Wenting is. Tim Wenting and Adrian Teisch both going at it. Tim Wenting is flying on them set of softs. Excellent start from the Dutchman. He could really be in with a shot in this race. It is lightning. Luke Davis who sets the fastest lap of the race, though. Of course, it will be changing quite a bit due to the virtual safety car. But look at this. The Aston Martin's running in unison, and that is that Enzo King gone? That's a Vestago Badi gone for AlphaTauri. So he has had a horrific race start here in Interlagos. He has not did well at all. He's really dropped down the order. So has Enzo King, so has Jake Marsh, and of course 2 retirements already in the form of Sam Davison and Marcus Towell. Preston could find himself a little bit vulnerable on this next lap, although Lewis getting a little bit slidey through the downhill left-hander. Of course, it's a tricky corner on high fuel. It's very flat out in qualifying, but it can throw you off a little bit on the high fuel in the race. Preston Brennan, though, is looking like he will keep this. No, he's not. Lewis McWilliam. This is absolutely fantastic straight line speed from the Aston Martin, and we're going to have a 3-way fight as we head down towards turn 1. Lewis on the outside, Preston on the inside. Lewis keeps the car there. Preston runs a little bit wide off the curb, but that's excellent defending from the McLaren. Legend gets to switch back, and the 2 Aston Martins will go at it. Legend dives to the inside to get the slipstream. It's a Dutchman versus a Briton. Heading into this corner, probably won't end well, but it has ended well. Preston Brennan keeps the race lead, and that is excellent defending from the McLaren man leading the Grand Prix. Really clever driving there to keep that spot, and he will be defending very, very aggressively, I imagine, because it is very difficult to keep Legend Rosenberg behind. Yep, there is a big train beginning to form. It falls down all the way to Charlie Goodrick in 7th. Aaron McFall also looking to make some moves on the back of Tyler Davison. He didn't have the best of race starts, but he will be looking to gain a few positions now.
I'm just going to say this now, while it's still true. That is one large McLaren sandwich.
One large McLaren sandwich. We're known for our team sandwiches here, but here comes Legend Rosenberg. He's going to take the race lead surely into turn 1. Down into turn 1 goes the Aston Martin. Terrible camera angle once again. Cheers, Codemasters. But Legend Rosenberg takes the race lead. Preston Brennan, can he get another attack and I'm on board with the McLaren? He's going to be burning his ERS surely down this Retroposta. Or is he just going to stick in the DRS? No, he's not. He's actually taken out of the slipstream. He is more than happy to just sit behind Legend. Let Legend burn his tyres and fuel. And just sit pretty behind him. Which is probably a clever tactic from Preston Brennan. As Adrian picks up the first penalty of the day. No one else making moves in that train apart from the swap for the race lead. Luke Davis and Adrian Teisch, the 2 Alfa Romeos going at it for 11th spot. Luke Davis, of course, replacing Gift Pachero for today's Grand Prix.
Oh, a little bit of wobble for Lewis there.
Yep, Lewis struggling on these tyres. Preston is... I don't think he's going to go for the race-leading move on Legend Rosenberg. He is burning his ERS, however, so he probably fancies it. And why not? The temptation is always there to go for the race lead, but he's not close enough and he's not burning anything. And there's nobody really jumping out of line here.
See, just closing up as a lock-up from Legend there.
Yeah, the gap certainly closed down the main straight. Lewis McWilliam is really close to the back of the McLaren of Preston Brennan. He could really look to go for the second spot here. Enzo making a move back in for 13th spot. Nobody close enough for a move into turn number 4. And it will be Legend Rosenberg who still leads this train and leads the Grand Prix.
Yep. We are... Well, this is still very interesting. Actually, what will... For Tim Wenting, can he close up onto this train?
If he can, he'll be in a very good position, but he hasn't. He's currently losing time. He's just lost a 10th through the middle sector to Charlie Goodrick.
I think it was
of course,
4, now 3.9.
Of course, these lot are DRS and slipstreaming each other. I know that's probably not the technical word for it, but they're giving each other a boost down the straight, most certainly. And if these start battling, though, he could find himself clawing up, because if one starts battling, they'll all start battling. And it looks like Lewis McWilliam could be the one to start this battling. He is looking to go down the inside of Preston Brennan, but just can't get close enough because he does have his teammate right in front of the McLaren. If something goes wrong, it's them both gone of this Grand Prix.
Let's see now.
And he hasn't got the best of exits through the Senna S's. And Preston, very clever here, doesn't opt to go for the race leading move, just opts to defend from Lewis McWilliam. Because if Preston attacks for the race leading move, Legend will have an aggressive move, maybe. Lewis sneaks through. So Preston driving very, very clever against the Aston Martins here. Some tips Max Verstappen could take for tomorrow. Obviously he's not fighting the Aston Martins, but he will be a lone soldier against the Mercedes. Sorry, Perez fans.
I think Perez qualified like P5 or something, didn't he?
Yeah, something like that. I just felt like having some Perez slander, because why not? I'm a Red Bull fan, I'm allowed. Tyler Davison, though, in the Red Bull.
Like that.
It's alright, he's too busy with Lewis Hamilton. Tyler Davison, though, in the Red Bull, haha, see how I linked that one in, is attacking Jack Redman now for P4. Tyler in a good spot, Lewis McWilliam in an even better spot, though. We jump back up to the front, Preston Brennan in second position. On to lap 8, it's been a very quick race so far. It's mainly been trains, and that's Adrian Tice gone. And we have oh, that was a safety car. We do have a safety car. Yep, that's a correct call. He is just sat in the middle of the circuit. And this won't help any of the front runners. It will certainly help all the people behind, as Adrian is just in the middle of the circuit. That is a good call from the from Mr. Michael Massey in the steward's office to bring out the safety car there. And now just a moment of calm in this busy race.
I'll say Tim Wenting now has a chance to catch up to this train.
Tim Wenting will be loving this. We have a few pit stops actually. It is Jake Marsh in, it is Avesta Gobadi in, and it is Juan Hernandez in. Juan opting for the mediums. Jake Marsh opts for a fresh set of the hard compound tyres, and Avesta Gobadi has hit the wall. Which is not what I meant to say, but it happened. He's on the hards, but he has clattered the outside pit lane wall.
Yeah, you know, I guess it's not the best moment from him. Although Brazil doesn't seem to be his best place, given that he rammed me into the pitch yesterday.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Avesta decided to commit Mimel 1 genocide yesterday in the Formula Virtual. Legend is in. It is an early pit stop for all these folks. Lewis has stayed out. So has Jack Redmond stayed out. So has Aaron McFall. But all the rest into the pits. McLaren going for a double stack. Red Bull going for a double stack. What is the correct call here? This is a really interesting strategy play. Tyler opts for the hards, Preston and Legend opt for the mediums, and what do the others opt for? Charlie Goodrick opting for the medium. Tim Wentink is gone for the medium. What about Liam Redmond? What will he go for? He will go for the medium. So opposite to his Williams teammate down in 17th, he'll opt for the medium.
Oh, Liam's actually jumped Tim.
Liam has jumped Tim. That is due to the double stack of Red Bull Racing. Of course, Tim was...
Liam's benefited out of that one, to be
fair.
Yeah,
that's a good call from Liam Redmond to go in for a fresh set of the mediums. Told you about future star. Some clever decision making there. Yeah. What's not clever decision making probably is for anyone who didn't pit, apart from Brady and Enzo. Would you say this is the correct call from Lewis, Jack, Aaron and Luke Davis, or is this the incorrect one?
I would say, obviously, they would be able to be fairly quick in the second half of this race, but the amount of time they may have to make up. Plus, they could well be under a little bit of pressure. Obviously, Legend, Preston, Tyler, Charlie, Liam, Tim, they're going to have to try clear the likes, first of all, Brady and Ento, which is fair enough for them to stay out because they could try.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why them two stay there. They're on the mediums, they can try something different, hope for another safety car.
Yeah, but the soft runners, they could be in trouble in maybe 5-6 laps time.
But I mean, it's an interesting call because last season, with the way things were, it was really, alright, we'll get another safety car. This season,
why? Oh, looks like there was only Tyler nearly overtook someone there.
Avesta's into the pits, which would, by my guess, be to change his front wing that he clattered on the pit exit. But anyways, as I was saying, there has not been a lot of incidents so far this season that's caused safety cars. This is the first safety car of the season. We're on lap 10 of the second round. That was unheard of last season. So safety cars are a lot less common.
Yeah. So see, Brazil's usually been a fairly good track for FEI. It's never really completely boring.
No, we've had a couple of crackers over the years because we had that cracking Grand Prix that Carême de Mirtes won back in Season 2. The final lap scrap between Benjamin, Tim and Carême. It was a real classic, that one was. So we had Season 3 wasn't the best, but Jack Redmond did take a storming victory. And we had the last lap fight last season between Sam Davison and Legend Rosenberg. Luke Davis and Brady have come together there and both receive a 5-second time penalty.
Yeah.
Everyone's caught up. I imagine safety car in this lap here, Brendan.
Yeah, it's usually late around Brazil.
No, it is very late, but I can imagine we will be in this lap. Let us know in the stream chat. What do you think of this Grand Prix so far? It's been an interesting
5 seconds. Has that just happened? Or?
No, that was an incident with Brady Pollock, but Brady didn't receive a 5 actually. We will go racing. There's your pit stops. The top 6 have not pitted. Legend Rosenberg leads the race in terms of after everyone's pitted, if these guys do not get a pit stop under the safety car. Let's see how Lewis judges this restart. He's fairly experienced at them now. Will it be late? Will it be quick? It's a fairly fast restart for Lewis McWilliam. Is he going to catch Jack Redmond out? We go racing in Brazil. He most certainly has caught out the entire pack. Excellent restart from the Scotsman at the front of the grid. As down into turn 1, look at Aaron McFall. He's around. The Alpine has bottled it and he's around. That was a very audacious move, but he has been spun round and Luke Davis slots himself up onto the podium position provisionally. Enzo King, though, is making moves to try and get past the soft runner in front of him. Preston Brennan is alongside Brady Pollock. He's got past Legend Rosenberg. I believe Legend may have had to avoid the spinning Alpine, as Preston Brennan has a car in between the two. Excellent restart from the Briton. It's just what he needed, and it looks like Lewis has may have cost Legend out a little bit there. Well, most certainly Aaron has, as Legend squeezes his way past Brady Pollock. Tyler also getting past Brady Pollock. These medium runners, in the mid-pack certainly seem to be causing a little bit of trouble for the guys on the fresh tyres, and it looks like Tim Wenting and Charlie Goodrick having a bit of a fight now. Tim Wenting going to try and hold it around the outside of the long left-hander. No, he's not. Charlie just has that straight line speed. Tim, don't go up the inside into Yun Sao. And it's not a clever manoeuvre, but that is a very hectic safety car restart lap.
Get past McLaren soon. I think McLaren a little bit wobbled on the exit to the left, as it's given the that's the full squeeze.
Tim Wenting and Charlie Goodrick. Wow, Tim's pushing Charlie off the circuit. That is not clean racing at all from the Red Bullman. But thankfully Charlie has survived. These two are getting very scrappy with it. Here comes Preston Brennan though. He needs to get past Enzo King now.
I think...
that's Charlie around.
That's Liam. It's not Liam's fault though, really. Because Charlie had much less speed.
Oh, that's unfortunate. And there's a yellow flag now in Sector 1. I thought that was a safety car, but it is not. Preston Brennan needs to get past Enzo King fairly quickly, or Legend will be swallowing up the McLaren, because he is sitting in a comfortable spot now. Preston got a great restart, but Legend has followed him through. The two up the front of Lewis McWilliam and Jack Redmond just starting to pull away a little bit from Luke. Well, Jack Redmond's not. Lewis is starting to pull away, but Jack Redmond is most certainly not pulling away from Luke Davis. Luke has great pace in that Alfa Romeo. As there's another yellow flag, that is slowly gone. Andy Williams cutting some grass in the midfield. Preston needs to get past Enzo King. Is Legend going to attack Preston? And he is out of the Grand Prix. This could halt Legend's progress as the DRS is enabled. Is Legend going to try one up the inside of Preston Brennan? No, Preston with an audacious send. And he spun. And Legend into the side of him. Tyler will sneak his way through. So will Tim Wenting. Tim Wenting could sneak his way through.
Wait, Legend survived that.
Look how that one has changed. The race lead has changed also. Look how quickly that one has changed. Tim Wenting pushes Brady off the circuit in the AlphaTauri. That'll allow Legend to sneak through. Legend has survived that one. Has he survived it damage free? I think he has.
Yeah, that is a lucky situation. Aaron and Marcel are out.
Aaron and Marcel are out of the Grand Prix. We have a safety car.
Surely.
What has gone on there? That is a chaotic lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Jack Redmond and Lewis will definitely pile into the pit lane now. But Tim Wenting will take the provisional lead now. Look how that one's turned for the Dutchman.
Aaron is raging and Marcel is angry at Avesta.
When isn't Marcel angry at Avesta? Let's be real.
When isn't Marcel angry at anything? Yeah, so Preston, he's got another recovery job in his hands as that's allowed Jack, Lewis and Luke into the pits.
Tim Wenting into the pits. He's gone for a fresh set of the mediums. A lot of people in the pits.
Jack managed to jump Lewis.
Yeah, Jack has jumped Lewis. Whatever's gone on there.
What?
Oh, Jack was ahead of Lewis anyways. Apologies. Jack was ahead of Lewis.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Jack was ahead of Lewis.
I thought he was like a second behind and then...
No, he was ahead. He got ahead on that chaotic lap. But Enzo King leads in Brazil now after being last on lap 1.
Enzo King leads, but he's got Legend fend from Liam, who is provisionally P2 in this Grand Prix. So what a recovery from that formation lap.
From the formation lap. Juan Hernandez is 4th after making 2 pit stops. There's your positional change, folks. It is up 11 for Enzo. Still has a pit stop to make, but he will be on the softs. It is up 1 for Legend. It is Liam Redmond, currently provisionally 2nd, but I have a feeling he won't stay there unless... Well, who knows? Liam could get some extreme pace in this stint of the race now.
I just... Aaron's in the clip into chat, so I'm gonna look at it.
Oh yeah, have a look and we'll see what's happening.
So basically, Marcel returned in God knows what fashion. Hit Tyler, so Tyler could have went a bit sideways a bit. Obviously, Aaron couldn't avoid him.
Oh, that's unlucky. That's really unlucky.
But obviously, the reason why Marcel may have been off there may well have been Avesta, so we need to see Aaron's or Marcel's clip of that. And Aaron also annoyed about the thing with Jack. So...
Yeah, Marcus not happy as well.
Who, Marcus?
Yeah, Marcus is not happy either. Not in the chat, but he's saying that it's a bit ridiculous on lap 1. He was gone from the race quicker than we'd say we go racing. But this is now starting to be a really interesting race, Brandon. The grid is shuffled.
Indeed. You have, honestly, Liam is basically doing his best George Russell impression and putting down Williams a bit higher, or fairly high up the grid.
Of course, though, I think Enzo will struggle on the restart. Everyone's on the mediums. We will take the tyre graphic off now, as everyone is on the mediums almost. Some are a bit more worn than others, especially Enzo Kings. But Enzo will lead us away for the safety car restart. Imagine we'll be pitting in a few laps' time to opt for the set of softs.
He could extend his stint and really go for on the softs.
He could. Although tyre wear, if you get it right, isn't too bad around here. But I said that, you have to get it right, and the safety car is in this lap. We'll go on board with Enzo King. He's did a couple of safety car restarts before, especially in Baku. And Enzo by Jean. But this is most certainly his first one this season for Mercedes. He was at Mercedes last season, but this is most certainly his first one for this season. We'll see what he can do. Would he go for the same approach as Lewis McWilliam, as Liam Redmond has almost hit Legend, and We Go Racing. Enzo capitalises on the kerfuffle behind as We Go Racing in Brazil. Preston Brennan's looking to make some early moves on the inside of Juan Hernandez. Legend nowhere near the front, a lot of movement in the mid-pack we can see there. Preston Brennan, Juan Hernandez, Lewis McWilliam, all engaging in fight. Lewis McWilliam has got Juan Hernandez as well. He'll most likely try to get Preston Brennan. Yellow flag, it is. Here. I'm not quite sure who that is off at the back. I believe it's Avestico Bauer. It's Brady Pollock. Oh, Juan, what are you doing? Juan has sent one up the inside. Jack Redmond sneaks his way through. That's bad racing from Juan. He's all out of shape on the curb. He's all out of shape. And that is Juan down the back of the order. That is a bold send from Juan. He must have missed his braking or something there. That's very unlike him. But Liam Redmond now, he finds himself in a very comfortable P3 here. Legend Rosenberg is trying to get past Enzo King here. We still have 20 laps to go of this Brazilian Grand Prix. It has been an excellent affair so far, but I imagine Legend will find it pretty comfortable to get past Enzo here. Enzo just doesn't have the tyres. That's Tim Wentink. That's Tim Wentink gone. He's spun it himself, it looks like. Legend just backs off. He'll let Enzo keep this one.
No, see, if he can just drag himself away anywhere with the DRS whenever it comes.
Both Red Bulls have made contact on the main straight. We have a safety car. Both Red Bulls have taken each other out. You can just see it on the main straight there. Oh, that's difficult. And Brady's forced into the pit lane. What has happened there? Both Red Bulls, Tim Wentink and Tyler, both out. And we are down to 12 runners. This is very, very poor driving standards from some folks here.
With the honesty here, saying that he deserves a pen. So, appreciate the honesty, as you know, as being able to know when it is your fault is important.
Yeah, this is, yeah, at least honesty, but he definitely does deserve a pen. But now we have another safety car to throw into play here. Enzo King will get a pit stop, but he will drop to the back anyways because there's no gap behind him. Enzo, yeah, into the pits most certainly. Enzo gets a free stop here, although he will still drop to the back. I'm surprised more people haven't pit for the softs. Juan is most certainly in. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, this race, this is the chaos that was going to happen at some point.
We were waiting for this.
Yeah, we're going to have a long Stewart report.
But I think this may be my jinx is saying that we're not to expect any more safety cars. Oops.
Wait, how many safety cars have we had now?
It's the third one actually. We're only on lap 18.
We had the VSC2 though.
Yes, we did, so that's 4.
Then again, if you are managed to break this game, so who knows?
Yeah, we did manage to break the game. We managed to bring out 6 safety cars in Singapore.
And well, when I said it was not quite Alpine, but it is Alpine now.
It certainly is. It's no points for Alpine today. No points.
And for Aston Martin, they'll be doing alright. But for Williams, McLaren, they're in a nice position given what's going on.
I don't think Liam will be too happy with that safety car because he actually had a nice gap on Preston.
Yeah, that's true. He is now net P2. He's now properly P2, but honestly now it's just more because he had a gap there and it was work. He was in that comfortable place.
I mean, I don't think I don't expect him to stay in front of Preston even with that gap, but he most certainly can't fight for some good points here today. He's in a great position. But keep an eye on Enzo King, Juan Hernandez, Luke Davis and Brady Pollock. They're all on the softs now. So things get interesting from their point of view. Brady's gone for the mediums now. So don't really know how to explain that one, but
maybe just not confident on tyres.
maybe, although maybe I think he had to get a wing change. He just didn't have any softs available. Could be that. But he's gone on 3-lap old mediums. Not the worst in the world. It's about even with everyone, apart from the top 3 who are all on 9-lap old mediums. They pit under the first safety car. This safety car, though, I imagine, will be in this lap.
Mercedes now, they're on soft.
Yep, the two Mercedes on softs.
You could see them fly through the pack. Well, obviously, maybe if one doesn't do anything crazy.
I find it funny that Juan Hernandez said, Juan said we should be harsh on penalties, and then a lap later it does that. But I imagine the safety car will be in this lap. Have we got the call? There's the call. Legend Mosenberg, he certainly did this one before. Will lead us away. This safety car, he's Liam Redmond behind him. He's probably never been in this scenario before, having a Williams behind him.
Mercedes power at the front, but it's not a Mercedes. So...
As Legend's gone, it's a really early restart. He's caught out absolutely everybody. Nobody was expecting that. That is a genius restart as we go racing in Interlagos. Jack Redmond could be looking to get past Preston Brennan, as Liam Redmond has actually got a bit of a gap on Preston Brennan, but it's not that big. So I think we'll see that come down once the DRS kicks in. Lewis McWilliam was caught out big time on the back of Jack Redmond. Avestico Baladi close to Lewis. Charlie Goodrick still in the fight in this one now after an early collision. But this was a very clever restart from the Aston Martin, who now leads the Grand Prix by 1.1 seconds ahead of Liam Redmond. Fantastic restart by Legend Rosenberg. As there's no real chaos at the start of this one, although Luke Davis and Brady Pollock having a fight. Luke Davis holds his position, but he seems to be struggling at the early time, getting the salt up to temperature maybe. But I imagine Liam Redmond is going to be unfortunately swallowed up by Preston Brennan down this main straight. As Preston running the revs very high, he's almost hit the back of the Williams. He's going to be very fast down this main straight. He's definitely going to get the position, surely. He's 2 tenths behind, burning a bit of ERS. It is crucial for this race that he does, because he still isn't a shot to win this. To the inside goes Preston Brennan. Liam Redmond, where is he going to fight this one? I think he should, really, but no, Preston just gets through.
Here.
He could still slipstream down the Retroposta on lap 21 of 36. Still a lot of racing, as the guys behind these three are all on quicker tyres. Liam Redmond gets a good slipstream, but it is not good enough. Jack Redmond, he isn't close enough to Liam though either.
One is past Jake. So the Mercedes are P8, P9. They need to work their way back up now.
Mercedes have cut into the start of the medium runners of Jake Marsh though, as Lewis running very off the circuit to avoid the Haas of Jack Redmond. As there is a bit of a train developing behind Liam Redmond, but Jack goes down the inside. Oh, that's a bold move. Almost running the Williams off the circuit. He has run the Williams off the circuit a little bit. That's a bold move from Jack Redmond, and Lewis could sneak one up the inside into Yunsao. He has snuck one up the inside into Yunsao, and he just pushes the Williams off the track. The Williams somehow managing to stay on the circuit, but he will tuck into the slipstream. Lewis has seen today that he doesn't really mind pushing a back marker off the track. Liam, certainly not a back marker in this one. He is going to fight down the inside. He's going to keep it down the inside. He is going to keep it down the inside. Great fighting for Liam Redmond. Keeps it on the inside, but the Aston Martin will keep this position. Good racing from the pair there. Liam Redmond just couldn't keep it, and Avestico Badi will be the next man to try and get past Liam Redmond. These two had that fight, of course, in Monza of last season, where Avesta cut the chicane, got past, and that was really the end of Liam's fight. He holds to the inside. Liam with a bit of a wobble. He is struggling here. Enzo King is certainly not struggling. He's right on the back of Charlie Goodrick, who's on the back of Investigo Badi. There is certainly some trains developing. Gap up the front, 1.7 seconds. But Lewis McWilliam is right on the back of Jack Redmond, who will not have DRS here. So this could get interesting for the battle for the podium. Of course, Lewis wants to win every race he does, let alone get a podium, so he will be pushing to the absolute maximum to see what he can get out of this one. Jack's just got a great exit, though. Here, down the main straight and into Lagos. That Haas clearly fast up the hill, and that's something you've never heard this season. There's Investigo Badi down the inside of the Irishman. He has got it done. So that is Liam down to 6th, unfortunately, and Charlie Goodrick is the next man to try attack him. Although Liam's fighting back, Avesta weaving on the straight. You can't do that, Avesta. That is...
Charlie's in the bar to Liam, yeah. That's...
And Liam is dropped down to 8th spot. Juan Hernandez is the next man to get past Liam, and the Williams is just falling in this race, unfortunately. It really is unfortunate. As he was in a great spot, but he's down to 8th spot now. Lewis McWilliam is much closer to Jack Redmond. Jack still the same gap to Preston, so no DRS for him. The pace in the top 4 is all very even, hence why the gaps are staying somewhat the same. Lewis gets a poor exit out of Yunsao again.
Trying to get past Liam. And he should be passed without too much problems.
Oh, Liam forcing him to the inside. Oh, contact! Liam is out! And that's an airplane crash. That is Liam out. That is Jake in the wall. And we have a virtual safety car. That is an aeroplane collision. And Liam Redmond is out of the Grand Prix. This stranded Williams, it's been upgraded to a safety car. What has happened there?
I think Liam... He's trying to squeeze Juan a little bit. Then Juan has got past Liam. Gonna have to just get off throttle slightly, and I think just someone was just unsuspecting there.
But yeah, that is, we're down to 11 runners in this Brazilian Grand Prix. That is not something you see quite a lot. Will everyone box for the softs, Brendan?
No, so I think Liam wanted to box or something, did he?
No, just... I don't think so. I don't really know what happened there. If he did want to box, he went about it the wrong way. He should have kept to the inside. But will we see the front runners box now? This is not going to help Legend Rosenberg, as he will now have Preston Brennan back in his DRS. And he's in. Legend is in.
No
Preston is in. Jack is in. Lewis is in the pit lane. So Lewis will be held by the double stack. Of course, Lewis up to his usual shenanigans in extending the delta. Enzo King and Juan Hernandez lead a Mercedes 1-2.
Oh yes, El Plan.
Now where will Lewis drop to in the pit lane? Because he will be held a little bit by the double stack. Will Investigo Badi get out in front of him? He will. So Lewis finds himself behind Investigo Badi in 7th position. So Lewis finds himself now in 7th position. Everyone on the soft compound tyres, but the front two have 6-lap old soft compound tyres. Will these make the end?
I think they can with the safety car. They'll be fine.
Seemingly Liam did want to box.
Yeah. I suppose in that case it's just not... It is unfortunate.
Liam was trying to pull into the pits to retire. And then Juan came up the inside. And Liam put on the brake, so he ended up brake checking the entire field almost. Oh, here's the incident with Tim and Tyler, and I don't really know what's gone on there with the two Red Bulls. It was they were side by side down the main straight, and they ended up killing each other pretty much.
Yeah. The main straight's been like a World Champions.
It certainly has. We've, well, World Champions for non-champions. But who would have thought the two drivers at the back at the start are now 1-2 in this Grand Prix? It's funny how things change.
Yep. To think all of that could happen and it still ends in the Mercedes want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at the incident with Chloe. See what happened there. It was just a Vesta pile driving the Williams off into the grass, and the Williams spun. Yep, a lot of complaints about Avesta in this one again, so it's not looking good for Avesta's future F4 career, if I'm honest. So well, we'll have to see what happens in that one, but we do have 10 laps left and everyone's on fresh tyres. It's going to be a big kerfuffle for who wins this Grand Prix. Enzo King, 3-time Formula Virtual Race winner. Juan Hernandez, 1-time Formula Virtual Race winner. They both have experience of winning races. Brendan, who's going to win this one?
Legend probably is on the best tyres in the best position. But Preston is nearly at the best pace of anyone. But Enzo and Juan are 1 and 2 teammates and therefore would have fairly good track position, plus they can work out the safety car restart. So it is all up in the air, but also you've got some wild cards like Jack, maybe even Lewis if 1 or 2 things do happen.
Yep, it's all to play for. All fresh tyres, no damage, all front wings intact. Let's see what Enzo King does for this restart. This is his second safety car restart. He did one on the mediums, he's doing one on the softs now as well. We go racing in Brazil. He's caught out Juan Hernandez, and Legend Rosenberg has already passed. Juan Hernandez has been extremely caught out here. We're almost 4 wide into turn 1. Oh, he's been squeezed, and Juan's around. We're squeezed, there's chaos everywhere, there's cars all over the place. Preston Brennan is gone, Juan Hernandez is gone, Lewis McWilliam and Legend Rosenberg side by side. The 2 Aston Martins, this has led Enzo and Jack storm away here at the front of the pack. The 2 Aston Martins fighting, Lewis takes the position. That has gone chaos at the start there. Enzo catching out his teammate has just caused a lot of drivers good positions. Jake Marsh trying to get up the inside of Brady Pollock, who just squeezes the door shut. Charlie has picked up a 3-second time penalties. Not a common thing here, but I suppose we have had a lot of safety cars, so not many opportunities. Jack Redmond is pushing. He could win a race here. He has not won a race since Brazil in season number 3. He won his title, of course, that day. Jack Redmond, the season 3 champion. He could take a race win today if all plays out well. He's attacking Enzo King for the race lead. Enzo King, 8-lap all softs. Jack Redmond in a fantastic position. Burning some ERS. He's going to go for the outside or the inside. It's going to have to be the outside, surely, as Enzo King will defend. No, it's going to be the inside for the Hassman. Down the inside, it's so close. Enzo closes the door, but Jack Redmond, brilliant racing there. And he's been sent off the circuit. The Haas has been sent off the circuit. And, oh, that's a bit of a dangerous rejoin. But I mean, Enzo did ask for it. He's given the position back. Jack Redmond has given the position back. So that is good racing etiquette from Jack Redmond. But Lewis McWilliam is almost bumping the Hassman off the circuit. Charlie Goodrick is around at turn 1. Oh no, around at turn 4. Sorry, I don't know what's happened there, but he is around. Legend has stuck up the inside of Lewis McWilliam. So the 2 Aston Martins still fighting for this one. Legend very late in the brakes. Almost pile driving into the back of the Haas. Jack just right behind Enzo. Legend right behind these 2. Enzo doing a good job defending this one so far. Of course, he was helped a little bit by Jack giving him the position back. So we'll have to wait and see. Can Legend could get a double almost into turn 1 if he plays his cards right here. Jack Redmond is going to attack Enzo King. Enzo holds the inside. Enzo weaving on the straight, almost trying to defend from Jack Redmond. Jack Redmond tries the outside. He dummies him on the inside. We can't make the move stick. Keep an eye on Legend Rosenberg. This is a great POV we have here from Legend, as Jack Redmond is going to try sneak up the inside. Enzo all over the shop on the road. Jack Redmond, he's going to have to try hook one around the outside. Enzo squeezes him, but Jack Redmond takes the race lead. He's ran deep at turn 4. Enzo is struggling. Enzo's pushing Legend to the inside. Legend almost around. Lewis keeps the position, and Lewis will try squeeze past Enzo. They made contact. The Mercedes just running the Aston Martins off the road now to keep his spot. Enzo will be inside to P2. This is... Oh, they've made more contact. Lewis sneaks up the inside of Enzo. Enzo just shuts the door and Lewis runs him off a road. Legend has hit the back of his Aston Martin teammate. It's chaos here as Brady Pollock is going to sneak through on Enzo possibly. The two Aston Martins are fighting and this gives Jack a 2-second lead. He could take another win here.
Oh my.
This is chaos at the front of the pack.
You know...
It's Jake Marsh now looking to take P4 in this Grand Prix. Jack Redmond set the fastest lap of the race. The two Aston Martins are fighting, Legend and Lewis. We've seen them have many fights before, including the fight for the championship in Singapore. Jake Marsh sneaks up into P5. Is Lewis going to try attack his teammate here? I imagine he is. We still have 6 laps to go in this crazy race here in Brazil. No, Lewis is not going to attack his teammate. He just sits behind for the time being. But Jake Marsh is right on the back of Brady Pollock, and he's come from nowhere in this Grand Prix.
Well, see, Enzo's in 6th now, and you could get past. Although Luke has a penalty.
Lewis does have that 3-second time penalty, so it might be clever.
Oh no. Luke may have tapped Enzo round.
Oh, Enzo's been spun round, and it's gone from a 1-2 to Mercedes back down to 7th and 8th where they were. And after all the defending from Enzo, it eventually falls to nothing. And I think the Astons will be a little bit angry with Enzo for some of that defending. But we head on to lap 31. Jack Redmond leads the Brazilian Grand Prix by 1.9 seconds. This could be a fantastic return to Interlagos for Jack Redmond. Is Lewis going to try something? No, he's not. Is Jake going to try something? No, he's not. Both in similar positions are Lewis and Jake. Both sat right behind the car in front with good pace, but the car in front also has good pace. Is Lewis going to try something with the turn 4 on his teammate? He is. He's up the inside. It's the Aston Martin. And he takes the position fairly comfortably. These two are not going to get into any Loctite battling like the two behind them. But Brady Pollock just edges out and gets past Jake Marsh. Well, doesn't get past, apologies. Defends his position from Jake Marsh. Luke Davis could also look up to get involved in this battle for P number 4. Which would probably become the battle for the podium as Lewis has that penalty.
Yeah, that would be crucial. As Jack now could be a wildcard in the championship fight. If he keeps the win, of course.
Yeah, of course, the Astons will start to work together to slipstream each other to catch up to Jack Redmond. It is Astons versus Jack. Just like at the start of the race, we've seen the Astons versus Preston. The Astons are inevitable, whether you like them or not. But if these two start having a proper fight, then maybe Jack can pull a bit of a gap. But Legend, up the inside of Lewis McWilliam. Lewis McWilliam yields. Not going to fight, Legend. These two definitely working together now that the DRS is in play. We may start seeing Jack Redmond struggle and the gap close down. As Lewis up the inside again, as he's almost squeezed Legend off the track. I can't tell if these two are working together or not.
Yeah, and there's one from 1.6 to 1.7 here. So see if they are able to close in the second sector, or obviously you're not really going to try overtake.
One of these drivers though, the person behind in this Aston Martin queue, will struggle with dirty air though, that's the problem.
Yeah, but they can probably stick close enough that they'll still gain with the...
Lewis has had a bit of a bobble there, but the gap has not closed down on this lap. Jack Redmond pumping in the pace at the front of the grid. Is Legend going to go for second position again on Lewis McWilliam? We will get it on penalties if the race stays like it is, but he will get the job done up to second spot. Jack Redmond could find himself. He has 3 laps to go. The gap is now 1.3 seconds. The DRS in play now. There is the gap closing in the DRS. This is where Jack will start to struggle. These two will be DRSing each other. DRSing is not a word, but just pretend it is for that context. But Jack needs to pump in fantastic middle sectors because he won't gain on the straights no matter how much he likes it.
The DRS situation is low for the Astons, except for Lewis, but he has a penalty, so that counteracts that.
Yep, Jack Redmond has more ERS than Legend, but the gap is almost down under the second. Legend's pumped in a fantastic lap. If he can get it down under the second before Yun Sao, he will get DRS. He will not get the DRS, or is it after? It is, the activation point is after Yun Sao, I believe. He will get the DRS, I think, will Legend Rosenberg. Is the rear wing going to open on the Aston Martin? Yes, it is. He is in the DRS of Jack Redmond. Jack Redmond now versus Legend. It's a straight fight for Aston versus Haas. And normally, Aston versus Haas is for P16. In FPR, it's for P1.
No, in real life, it's for P17, P18. And I believe Schumacher didn't have his DRS in his Q1 lap, so it's possible that, well, one of the Astons could have been out-qualified by a Haas.
Both of the Astons could be beaten by a Haas in this context. Jack Redmond can just manage to keep this race lead of Estegobadi into the pit lane. I imagine that'll be for some sort of fastest lap attempt or just a manual retirement. We'll have to wait and see, but Jack needs to put out all the defensive moves he has in his locker if he wants to keep this one, as Legend has fantastic pace. He's pulling away from Lewis now. Lewis will probably just sit back and play the team game now, capitalise if either of them bump into each other, either of them make a mistake. Jack gets a fantastic exit out of that final corner of Yun Sao, but will it be enough to defend on this occasion? I think it will be on this straight. Legend just doesn't have enough in the tank to get up to the Haas. Penultimate lap of the Grand Prix now. This is a fantastic fight for the race win here in Brazil. It is Legend Mosenberg versus Jack Redmond.
Yeah.
A battle we've not really... Well, a battle the last time we seen it didn't end so sweet.
Yeah.
Jack has defended. He'll have to defend 2 more straights. And possibly a dodgy lunge from Legend.
But Legend usually isn't the type of person to have that kind of lunge.
No, not really. But this battle may be a little bit more than just for a race win. It may be a little bit personal. If you don't remember, Jack Redmond sent one up the inside of Legend in Singapore, and it ended Legend's championship hopes.
Yeah.
Legend in a great spot now, though. We'll keep an eye on the ERS here. Get that up on screen now for you. Legend 31, Jack 24. Legend has saved. Yun Sao for the penultimate time, down the main straight for the second final time. Surely Legend's got this one now. Surely Legend's got this one now. He's burning all the ERS to get the position of the Haasman. Legend to the outside. Jack Redmond defends it. Final lap of the race. Battle through the Senna S's. Legend gets the spot. Can Jack Redmond fight it back? He will have the DRS in the slipstream for this second part. It will have to be round the outside in turn 4. It is the Irishman versus the Dutchman. He could get this one here. Legend defends round the outside for Jack Redmond. He's going to have to go for the Lewis Hamilton approach to get the position. Lewis McWilliam could go for the move here. He could take the race win as the Aston's bumping Jack off the circuit. Jack keeps it all in, risks it all. Lewis is going to try sneak up the inside of the Irishman here. No gap available, and Lewis has almost tapped round Jack Redmond, and he's actually ghosted, and Jack has lost the front 2 spots. He will send it up the inside most certainly here, and he has every right to, because Lewis did the exact same thing. He will get second spot. Legend most certainly has the win here, but Lewis could slipstream Jack Redmond to the line if they both get a poor exit out of Yun Sao. This is really close racing for second spot in the grid. Lewis has had a wobble out of Yun Sao. Jack Redmond burning. He can burn all the ERS. He can dispatch all the battery. Legend Rosenberg takes the second win of the season and wins in Brazil. Jack Redmond will get second. Lewis is out. He will not classify as a finisher.
Oh dear. That is a...
He's crossed the line. His car has crossed the line, but he will not classify as a race finisher.
Oh, he has done himself there. That is a rookie error.
Jake Marsh will take the podium. Lewis McWilliam will not classify as a race finisher. He's out of the Grand Prix.
Wait a minute. Marcus just complained about Jack. Or... Hold on. There might be more to this than we think.
No matter what, Lewis McWilliam will not classify as a race finisher. He DNF'd before he crossed the line.
Hold on. There's a bit of complaint about Jack, so there might be more to this than you think. As apparently Ledger is showing out copies of the game to some people. And yeah, that's weird. Oh dear. Oh my.
But it is Legend Rosenberg who wins in Brazil in a controversial fashion. Jack Redmond finishes second, and Jake Marsh finishes third with a podium for Ferrari out of nowhere. Brady Pollock finishes fourth, Luke Davis fifth, Juan Hernandez sixth, Enzo King seventh, Charlie Goodwick eighth, Preston Brennan ninth, and the DNFs were Lewis McWilliam. Vesta wasn't a DNF, he was a lap down actually. Liam Redmond, Tyler Davison, Tim Wentink, Aaron McFall, Marcel Magiera, Clay Glennon, Adrian Teich, Sam Davison, and Marcus Thowell. Brendan, if anyone, can anyone take the Formula 1 Safety Award there?
I don't know.
Congratulations to Adrian Teich for taking the Formula 1 Safety Award.
I don't know. Maybe Legend, because he didn't kill anyone. Actually, Jake, or maybe not Jake. Hold on, Brady.
We'll give it to Brady. Brady didn't seem to be involved in too much.
Yeah. I don't even know. You can see the struggles in all this. Oh.
That was a hectic race.
Yeah. Oh boy.
We are in for a long one, and that is, well, I think that's all we do have time for here in Interlagos. What an ending is right, Bill Nowick, but this one isn't over yet, unfortunately, folks. There's a lot of investigation happening after that Grand Prix, but it will be Legend who takes the provisional win. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next time.